There once was a young man named Ryan, who lived in a quiet village nestled between two mighty mountains. The village was simple, peaceful, and filled with the scent of wildflowers and old earth. Ryan had grown up there all his life, surrounded by nature and stories passed down from elders around crackling fires. He was known as a boy with gifted hands, hands that could bring life to canvas, turning blank pages into dreams. His paintings weren't just images. They told stories, captured emotions, and whispered the quiet things that hearts feel, but mouths can't say. People in the village often said, "This boy will go far." Teachers admired his talent. Friends envied it. His parents prayed over it. But what no one saw was the weight Ryan carried inside him, the slow, invisible anchor of laziness. It wasn't loud, it wasn't evil. It came like a soft whisper each morning. "Just 5 more minutes. You can do it tomorrow. You're too tired today." It was comfort disguised as kindness, rest disguised as healing. But underneath, it was fear. Fear of failing, fear of not being good enough, fear of beginning and not finishing. At first, it didn't seem like much. A few missed early mornings, a few incomplete canvases. But then weeks passed, then months. The brushes stayed dry. His studio, once alive with color and vision, now sat in silence. The sunlight that used to pour in through the window now landed on dust. His dreams, once roaring inside his chest, now whispered only at night. And Ryan, once praised as a prodigy, became known as the boy who gave up. One day, an old friend from childhood, Arav, came visiting. Arav had moved to the city and made a name for himself as a writer. He walked into Ryan's home and was stunned by the silence, the stillness, the unspoken grief hiding behind every wall. "You were meant to inspire the world," Arav said softly, walking past cobwebbed canvases. "What happened to you?" Ryan, sitting on the edge of his bed, just smiled faintly and said, "Life got in the way." But deep inside, he knew the truth. Life didn't get in the way. He did. He had betrayed himself, not by choosing a different path, but not by walking any path at all. That night, something inside him stirred. He left his home and wandered out into the cold fields. The moon was full, casting long shadows over the crops. The wind whispered like old ghosts. And there, by a dying fire near the edge of the forest, sat an old beggar. His clothes were tattered, but his eyes held galaxies. Ryan approached, curious, and the man looked up. "I don't know you, but I see your eyes drowning in regret." Ryan froze. "How?" he started. "You wear the same look I once did. I too had dreams. I too let them die. Not by accident, not because the world was cruel, but because I kept waiting. I told myself, tomorrow. I waited for the perfect time. I stayed in my comfort until it became my prison." Ryan sat beside him, silence stretching between them like a thread. The fire crackled faintly. "You know what kills dreams?" the old man said. "It's not failure. It's comfort. It's distraction. It's the voice that tells you rest is always better than risk. It's not trying because you fear being seen trying. It's choosing silence over effort. It's fear, dressed as laziness." Ryan looked down, his heart beating in his ears. "Every time you delay your gift," the man whispered, "you deny the world something only you can give. Do you think the stars wait to shine? Do you think rivers wait to flow? Then why do you?" Ryan had no answer. He sat there until the fire died completely. That night, he couldn't sleep. His thoughts screamed. Every missed opportunity came back. Every time someone believed in him and he let them down. Every time he looked in the mirror and avoided his own eyes. He realized then, it wasn't life that had gotten in the way. It was he. He had betrayed himself, not by choosing a different path, but not by walking any path at all. The next morning, before dawn, Ryan rose. He walked into his old studio. The smell of paint, dust, and wood filled the air. It had been a year. His fingers trembled as he picked up his favorite brush. The canvas looked blank, but in his heart, it wasn't. It was filled with every emotion he had buried, every disappointment, every hope, every second of lost time. And with the first stroke, the dam broke. He painted for hours. He didn't care if it was good. He didn't care if it was seen. He just needed to let it out. His first piece after a year of silence was called "The Fire I Almost Let Die." That evening, he placed it in the village square, under the banyan tree. He didn't expect anyone to notice, but they did. One by one, villagers stopped. They stared. They cried. Some remembered the boy he used to be. Some saw their own pain in his painting. Some whispered, "He's back." That day changed everything. Ryan began painting again. Not for fame, not for approval, but for himself. For the boy who once dreamed. For the man who almost gave up. In time, his work reached other villages, then cities. He was invited to exhibit in art shows, universities, and eventually international galleries. But none of that mattered to him as much as this. He had fought back. He had slain the silent killer inside him. Because laziness, he realized, is not rest. Laziness is fear in disguise. Fear of not being good enough, fear of rejection, fear of judgment. So we wait, we scroll, we distract, we delay. We call it not ready, healing, taking time. But deep down, we're scared. And so we hide. We hide from the very life we crave. But every day you choose action over excuse, you rise, you heal, you grow. You take back the power that comfort stole from you. Years later, Ryan met a young artist. She was quiet, uncertain, ready to give up. She held one of his early paintings in her hands and whispered, "I almost stopped painting, but then I saw this. It saved me." Ryan smiled, tears welling in his eyes. "Then it was all worth it," he said. Because sometimes your comeback isn't just for you. It's for the ones watching, the ones quietly breaking, the ones who need proof that rising is possible. So if you're reading this or listening to this today, don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait until you're not scared. Just begin. Even if your hands shake, even if your voice trembles, even if you feel unworthy, start small, start scared, but start. Because the world doesn't need perfect people, it needs real ones. People who fall but rise. People who fear but try. People who delay but come back. It needs you. You with your cracked voice. You with your tired eyes. You who once dreamed of something more. That dream is not dead. It's just buried under comfort and fear. Dig it out. Dust it off. Paint again. Sing again. Write again. Speak again. Fight again. Because you are far stronger than you think.
If this story touched your heart, share it with someone you love. Maybe it'll help them. And if you believe stories like these deserve to be heard, please like, comment, and subscribe to Life Lessons Library. Your one click keeps these stories alive.